Good evening. This is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from my YouTube channel as I continue on a part series. The week that was college football history review, the 1957 college football season. Now we'll be talking about the games that were played on week 3, October 5th, 1957. Number 12, Army beat Penn State 27-13. Hoping to demonstrate Eastern superiority, the Nittany Lions took the 13-7 halftime lead. Penn State quarterback Al Jacks hit 15 of 32 in the air, including a 19-yard touchdown to end Les Walters. Lions defense rose up to halt late second quarter drives of 60 yards to their 2-yard line and 35 yards to their 22-yard line, but such cadet charges proved simply to be signs of what was to come after halftime. Army applied rally by fashioning a third quarter ground stampede, going 66 and 40 yards for scores behind running of halfback Pete Dawkins, who had 81 yards and a touchdown on 17 carries, and fullback Vin Barta. Cadets finished with 306 yards of total offense. North Carolina upset number 6 Navy 13-7. Suddenly revived Tar Heels in middle of 3-game win streak. Shocked Navy as beefy defensive tackle Leo Rushsavage lumbered 32 yards to eventual game-deciding touchdown to 13-0 lead in third quarter. North Carolina picked off 5 interceptions. The defensive end Buddy Payne keynoted North Carolina defense by pressuring normally reliable middies quarterback Tom Forrester into Rushsavage's interception and picked off own interception late in the contest. A quick Carolina halfback defensive back Emil DeCantis had pounced on punt fumbled by Navy halfback Ned Odom at Middy's 23-yard line in the first quarter, and it led to opening score. University of North Carolina quarterback Dave Reed soon slipped into the end zone behind left tackle Rushsavage's block from the 1-yard line after his fine fake to fullback Jim Schuler. Defensive back DeCantis added his second fumble recovery, also picked off pass by Forrester. Down 13-0 late in the third quarter, Navy started methodical 73-yard voyage in 19 plays to 2-yard scoring sweep early in the fourth quarter by halfback Harry Hurst. Center linebacker Bob Reif Snyder was outstanding for Navy's defense. Meanwhile, North Carolina State, the number 13 team in the country, beat Clemson 13-7 as the outgained Wolfpack used halfback Dick Christie's 97-yard touchdown return of opening kickoff to help surprise favorite Clemson. Early in the second quarter, NC State halfback kicker Jim Sheretta missed a wide on the 40-yard field goal try. Clemson immediately moved 79 yards, primarily on halfback Rabbit Chaplin's 24-yard run and quarterback Harvey White's 22-yard pass to end Ray Mazneri. But Wolfpack held at own 1-yard line. Scoreless third quarter found teams vying at midfield without scoring. So the NC State fullback Don Hafer and Tigers halfback George Usery traded fourth quarter touchdowns. Miami beat Baylor, the number 11 team in the country, 13-7. Supposedly superior Baylor line allowed 388 yards rushing, while on offense it blocked for meager 17 yards on the ground for his runners. Miami fled 63 yards in the first quarter as quarterback Fran Kirchie scooted 20 and 13 yards on option keepers. Then pitched out to halfback John Verone for 10-yard touchdown romp around left end. Halfbacks Verone and Joe Plevel keyed 59-yard drive in the second quarter as Verone boomed wide to duplicate previous touchdown, this time from 8-yard line. Fullback Bill Sandy had third quarter punt partially blocked by Bears tackle Bobby Jack Oliver, and Baylor took over on Hurricanes 20-yard line. Bears quarterback Dory Trailer lobbed touchdown pass to halfback Art Bill. Ahead 13-7. Miami allowed Bears to pass to its 29-yard line, but Hurricanes defensive tackle Gary Greaves made interception. The Miami defensive end Doug Hildebrandt 17-yard sack of Trailer ended Baylor's last threat. Next, Florida defeated Kentucky by score of 14-7. 8 tries, Florida Gators had never beaten Wildcats at Kentucky. Now this time, Gators fashioned 2 fast-striking drives of 70 yards in the first quarter and 63 yards in third quarter to post 14-0 lead that would hold up to break their Lexington jinx. Little Jimmy Dunn, one of the smallest players ever to man quarterback post in the SEC, zipped around left and fake pitch out several times, went 32 yards for a touchdown at the end of a 6-play trip in the first quarter, and added 27-yard scoring strike to halfback Jim Roundtree, who shook off 2 tacklers on opening possession of third quarter. Kentucky had probed for 17, 18, 28-yard lines in the first half with no points. Eventually, its best offense became soaring punts of tackle punter Lou Michaels that averaged 52 yards. His last punt traveled 71 yards to the 11-yard line to set up a 49-yard drive to quarterback Lowell Hughes, dodging 6-yard touchdown scramble. Tennessee beat Mississippi State by a score of 14-9. Tenacious tailback Bobby Gordon wouldn't quit, even though some home crowd fouled out before he turned tide in favor of Tennessee. Tackle kicker Bobby Tribble booted 25-yard field goal for Mississippi State early in the first quarter, and Gordon briefly delayed fullback Molly Harbert's short second quarter touchdown plunge for 9-0 lead when he held down Bulldogs halfback Willie Morgan on Volunteers' 3-yard line after Morgan dashed 64 yards on punt return. Tennessee's offense finally awakened midway in the fourth quarter as Volunteers enjoyed a 75-yard spree, capped by fullback Neil Smith's 1-yard plunge. With clock ticking down, Bulldogs faced 4th down deep in own territory, and Gordon fielded halfback Gil Peterson's punt at his own 45-yard line, then darted through first wave of maroon tacklers and dashed 55 yards to winning score. Minnesota, the number 3 team in the country, beat Purdue by a score of 21-17. As Minnesota sub-quarterback Dick Lawson took second quarter crisscross handoff on punt return from halfback Bob Soltis and used fullback Rody Tuska blocked for 78-yard touchdown return. Later rallied Gophers with 2 touchdown drives in the second half. Quarterback Bill Bob Spool directed Purdue to 397 yards of offense, but Boilermakers suffered 5 fumbles. Boilermakers earned 10-7 lead at halftime on Spool's 40-yard pitch to end Dick Brooks and halfback kicker Tom Fletcher's short field goal. Minnesota halfback punter Norman Anderson shanked punt only to his own 17-yard line in the last minute of the half to set up Fletcher's field goal. Halfback Bill Chorsk caught 16-yard touchdown pass from Lawson early in the third quarter, speared Lawson's 51-yard throw on 1st and 28 to poise Lawson for 4th down touchdown sprint for flag. Trailing 21-10, Purdue cashed touchdown in game's last seconds when third-team quarterback Wayne Jones threw deflected 3-yard touchdown pass to Frank Anastasio. Michigan, the number 10 team in the country, shut out Georgia by a score of 26-0. As meeting was first ever between historical giants of separate regions, halfback defensive back Mike Shatuski scored twice for Wolverines on a 56-yard interception sideline sprint and a 6-yard run behind block of tackle Jim Davies. Georgia penetrated to Michigan's 27-yard line in the first quarter to 21-yard line in the second quarter, but was ruined by 110 yards in penalties. Quarterback Charlie Britt was erratic 7 for 19 in the air, but Bulldogs trailed in total offense by only 211 yards to 272 yards. Wolverine's second squad played well, accounting for quarterback Stan Noskins' 2 touchdown punches. Meanwhile, Kansas beat Colorado by a score of 35-34 as wingback Eddie Dove sparked Colorado with a 91-yard touchdown run, and in Gary Nady followed with a touchdown catch that provided Bison with 4-quarter lead of 34-28. Left brimming by 3 quick Buffalo touchdowns. Kansas rallied in the last 2 minutes. Jayhawks quarterback Larry McCown hit halfback Homer Floyd, deflected 58-yard pass, with which position halfback Larry Carrier's touchdown run and halfback kicker Dwayne Morris winning conversion. Texas A&M, the number 5 team in the country, shut out Missouri 28-0. as Missouri's stunning defense gave number 5 Aggies some difficulty early, twice recovering fumbles, but Texas A&M used 22-yard run by halfback Bobby Joe Conrad, had 92 yards rushing on 13 carries to boost 69-yard touchdown march in the second quarter. Once Bear Bryant got a good look at effectiveness of sophomore quarterback Charlie Milstead on second and fourth touchdown drives and his 6-yard touchdown pass to halfback Roddy Osborne, Bryant must have taken liking to aerial attack that had been missing somewhat from his coaching repertoire since Babe Parilli departed Kentucky in 1951. So when Kinetic Conrad cruised 91 yards with second half kickoff, Reddick was about over at 21-0. However, Fighting Tigers battled back in late going. Halfback Jerry Cartwright returned punt 20 yards and added 19-yard dash to halfback Charlie James 4 catches to trip that ended with quarterback Phil Snowden. Fourth down fumble at Aggie's 14-yard line. Missouri was limited to 127 yards of offense. Arkansas, meanwhile, beat Texas Christian 20-7. Arkansas fullback kicker punter Gerald Nesbitt scored a touchdown and kicked 2 conversions while his artful quick kicks kept TCU buried in its own end. Fumble recovery in first quarter gave Porkers chance for halfback Donnie Stone's 2-yard touchdown sweep. Frogs tied it 7-7 in the first quarter on halfback Jim Souther's 5-yard run. Hogs' long drives in second and fourth quarter netted win. South Carolina defeated Texas by a score of 21-20, 27-21. South Carolina beat Texas 27-21. As South Carolina, whose players had vowed to beat Texas, seemed hopelessly behind at 21-7 in the fourth quarter, but used pair of halfback option plays and pair of weak Longhorn punts to turn its ship from upset waters. Intersectional contests had begun well for the Gamecocks as halfback King Dixon accepted block from halfback Alex Hawkins at midfield to saunter 98 yards for touchdown on opening kickoff. That was about it for much of the night for Carolina as it gained all of 9 yards in the rest of the first half. Texas ripped to touchdowns in each of the first 3 quarters as quarterback Walt Fondren hit touchdown pass to end Richard Schultz and halfback Max Alvis. Thanks to Texas penalty for failing to heed fair catch by Dixon, the Gamecocks started at 50-yard line early in the fourth quarter and moved slowly to short touchdown run by Hawkins to make it 21-13. Steelers quarterback punter Bobby Lackey dribbled ghastly 4-yard punt, so Hawkins threw 36 yards halfback-to-halfback touchdown pass to Dixon to pull within 21-20 with 8 minutes to play. Another bad punt allowed Carolina to start at Texas 38-yard line, and from 18-yard line, Hawkins faked another running pass, but cut back to middle of field for touchdown spurt. And finally, Oregon beat UCLA, the number 19 team in the country, by a score of 21-0. Important, as rain and mud cursed to California teams traveling to Pacific Northwest greeted undefeated North UCLA. Wet foots felt right at home in sloppy conditions. We were simply outplayed, especially from tackle to tackle, said glum Bruins coach Red Sanders. Oregon methodically drove for 70-47 and 67 yards touchdown drives. They drove 70-47, 67 yards on touchdown drives as fullback kicker Jack Morris accounted for the first score, 3-yard plunge late in the first quarter, and converted as he did after all 3 Ducks scores. Oregon defensive tackle John Wilner started second touchdown trip with fumble recovery at UCLA 47-yard line. The Ducks quarterback Jack Crabtree called on nimble target in Ron Stover, who had 87 yards on 7 catches, 89 yards on 7 catches, and a touchdown for a 4-yard touchdown catch. In Ron Stover. He had 7 catches for 89 yards and a touchdown, scored a 4-yard touchdown catch. Halfback Jim Shanley had 20 carries for 101 yards and a touchdown, scored in third quarter before UCLA threatened at end with passes that reached the Ducks' 8-yard line. So that concludes the games that were played on October 5th, the week that was, week 3. Now let's look at the AP poll, October 7th, 1957. The poll looked like this. Oklahoma was ranked number 1. Michigan State number 2. Texas A&M number 3. Number 4, Minnesota. Number 5, Duke. Number 6, Michigan. Number 7, Oregon State. Number 8, Iowa. Number 7, Oregon State. Number 8, Iowa. Number 9, Auburn. Number 10, Army. Oklahoma was number 1. Number 2, Michigan State. Number 3, Texas A&M. Number 4, Minnesota. Number 5, Duke. Number 6, Michigan. Number 7, Oregon State. Number 8, Iowa. Number 9, Auburn. Number 10, Army. The rest of the top 20, Arkansas, number 11. Notre Dame, 12. Number 13, North Carolina State. Number 14, Mississippi. Number 15, Rice. Number 16, Wisconsin. Number 17, Georgia Tech. 18, North Carolina. Number 19, Tennessee. And number 20, Pittsburgh. So that concludes a look at the week that was college football history in review. The 1957 college football season for week number 3. Please like, please subscribe, comment, do whatever you can to support the channel. I'll do a video of this magnitude tomorrow. Until then, talk to you tomorrow.